At Sierra, discover top workout gear at incredible prices, which might lead to another discovery. Your headphones haven't been connected this whole time. Awkward. Discover top brands at unexpectedly low prices. Sierra, let's get moving.
With stays under $250 a night, Vrbo makes it easy to celebrate sweater weather. You could book a cabin stay with leaf views for days, or a brownstone in a city where festivals are just a walk away, or a lakeside home with a fire pit for cozy nights with friends. Or, if you're not a sweater person, we can call it corduroy weather. We're flexible. And with stays under $250 a night, you can book a home that suits your exact needs. Book now at Vrbo.com.
Prepare to have your mind blown as we delve into the complexities of relationships, explore the cutting edge of science, and celebrate the bizarre and beautiful absurdity of the world around us. This is The Last Show with David Cooper.
It's the most wonderful time of the year if you're a veterinarian who wants to make an extra buck, because people make big mistakes around the holidays with their pets. There are holiday dangers, and we're here to talk about that with Dr. Cliff Redford, a veterinarian probably. I haven't inspected his licensing information, but I assume he is one. Cliff, welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. Normally I have to drive around recklessly to try and get some more patients in my door. Clip them with my car. You know, nothing too severe, just a little hip dislocation, but the holidays and all their dangers take care of it for me. I'm going to be busy.
There is some irony in you making a little extra money, but wishing that you weren't making that extra money, because people make such common mistakes with their pets. Like tinsel. Do you want to start with tinsel? Because I feel like tinsel, if you have a cat or a dog, just don't do it.
Just don't do it. Tinsel or any sort of ribbony kind of material. We call it, the scientific term, I guess, is linear foreign body, but we like to call it tinsel gut this time of year. And it's basically when a cat or dog, it's usually a cat, swallows a linear foreign body and it gets bunched up in their intestines.
Ouch.
And it causes this thing that I guess we call plication, which most people don't know what that is.
No.
Plication of the intestines, or the intestines sort of form like an accordion design. When you have a hoodie, the cool people wear hoodies and they've got the ropes around the hoodie and you tie it really tight and the cloth of the hoodie gets that wavy sort of ridging.
You're making me hurt in my stomach right now as you describe this. I'm getting like empathetic tinsel gut right now.
That's tinsel gut. And so we end up having to do a lot of surgery the next 2 or 3 weeks. There's going to be a lot of vomiting cats and dogs with very shiny, pretty tinsel inside their intestines.
Ouch.
And the surgery is hard, even for a good surgeon like me. It is a difficult surgery, often a lot of intestinal resection. So I have not had tinsel on my tree for 25 years. That is how long I've had pets in my family. 35 years. Look at that. And I don't miss it. So just be very, very wearisome or very, very cautious. And if you see your cat or dog has a piece of string or ribbon or tinsel sticking out of its butt, do not
yank it. Do not yank it. Take it to the vet.
Yeah, take it to the vet. And the vet's probably going to just cut it with some nice scissors. So just don't use your spouse's, your partner's nice scissors, and just you could always just trim it and they'll poop it out. But yeah, if there's any sign of GI distress, get to the vet.
No DIY GI surgery at home, please.
Very good, David.
The phrase DIY and the word surgery should never show up in the same sentence, I would say. As a general rule of thumb, not just for animals. Strategies to keep your pets away from dangerous Christmas objects. Are shock mats unethical or mean or cruel? Because we have some around our tree, and I've put my hand on them, and it's a very light jolt. To the point where the cat still, gets into the tree. He he just kind of goes, and walks away when he gets shocked. But my friend, who's a friend of yours as well, to the show, Tony Five, said shock mats are illegal in the UK. And I looked it up, and they're not. It's just like intense shock collars that are illegal there. Are shock mats, those they're plastic mats with like a metal line on them, and they give you a little zap, and you can set them at levels. And I promise we have ours set to the lowest. Am I a terrible cat owner trying to protect the tree from him and him from the tree? Should I not be using a shock mat?
This is shocking that you would even ask me this, David. Yeah, you should use it. Look, it doesn't, I'm not saying it's hurting Mr. Tomato, but it's going to cause some stress. Maybe it increases his propensity to start peeing around the house or, over grooming himself. And it's not even working. You're saying it's not even working.
No.
So, you know what? The best thing, there's so many things that are dangerous to pets during the holiday season, both Christmassy things and Hanukkah things and et cetera, et cetera. You got to you just got to keep them away from your pet. Don't let them get into sugar-free treats because xylitol can kill them. Don't let them eat anything with onions. Don't let them eat, obviously, anything with grapes and raisins. If you drop a snow globe on the ground and it breaks, clean up the water because it contains antifreeze. And then the cat or dog, but especially the cat, might lick it up. And
also the glass into their paws. I'm no veterinarian, but glass and animal paws, glass shards and animal paws, probably not a good thing to mix together.
That'd be a good name for a punk band, Glass Shards and Animal Paws.
Actually, you're not wrong about that. We are Glass Shards and Animal Paws, and we are here to rock. Okay, never mind. Now, fake trees, the little green, I'm asking for a friend here. Again, I'm asking for a friend, not for me. Fake Christmas trees with those little green fake pine needles or whatever those needles are called. If a pet ingests them and you notice some in your cat Tomato's poop, again, asking for a friend, he hasn't eaten them this year. Sorry, the friend's cat hasn't eaten the tree this year, but in previous years he has. They're about 1 inch long. They're thin, they're narrow, they're just plastic. I know it's bad, but how bad is it if a dog or a cat eats a needle or two from a fake tree or a real tree?
I think it depends upon the dog and size of the animal, that sort of thing. But if someone were to call me and say, hey, Fluffy, 20-pound, let's say 20-pound animal, ate one of these things or ate a couple of these things, I would encourage them to come in if it's within a few hours. So call right away. We can induce vomiting to get them to throw it up. Or, if you don't have the funds for that or whatever, maybe it's too late, we can give them certain types of foods and protective medications to sort of help grease the pipes to help them pass it. But those things can pierce the intestines, and there's no rhyme or reason. I've had patients swallow something enormous, a giant chunk of bone, a giant stick. There's no way this is passing, and it passes without too much, difficulty, maybe a little bit of a pain in the rear, and then, a month later, they swallow something that's a fraction of the size that should pass, and it doesn't. And it hits this sort of flexure, this little corner in the intestine, the sigmoid flexure, or et cetera, et cetera. And so when in doubt, call your vet. Be wary, be aware of what your dog or cat is chewing on. These things are problematic, and I don't want my patients to get sick. The joke is in our industry is we don't want animals to get sick or hurt, but if they do, we want them to come and see us because we are a business. But ideally, it's going to be a boring Christmas. That's what I'm looking for.
I'm dreaming of a boring Christmas, as the old song never went. But if it was written by a vet, it might have gone that way. Any other holiday dangers you want people to be aware of? Things that people don't think, like a weird spice that you add to your drink this time of year, your pet eats it and croaks, like anything?
Yeah, macadamia nuts are a real problem in cat dogs, and they can be people are just eating them, or they can be in fruitcakes. I don't know how many people eat fruitcakes this often anymore. But macadamia nuts can cause hyperthermia, tremors, major GI upset. For those celebrating Hanukkah, is it called a gelt?
Gelt, yeah, the chocolate coins with the metal wrapping on the coins.
I mean, the chocolate's bad. People obviously know that, but we've seen patients come in because they've swallowed the metal wrapping. That people just, some kid, we'll just blame the kid. They just throw it on the ground. All those ones. I mean, alcohol. People think it's funny to feed I'm going to feed my dog some beer. Dogs and cats process alcohol so much faster. So they're actually less tolerant. So don't give your dog alcohol. Just give them hugs and kisses.
Close your eyes, exhale, feel your body relax, and let go of whatever you're carrying today.
Well, I'm letting go of the worry that I wouldn't get my new contacts in time for this class. I got them delivered free from 1-800-CONTACTS. Oh my gosh, they're so fast.
And breathe.
Oh, sorry. I almost couldn't breathe when I saw the discount they gave me on my first order. Oh, sorry. Namaste.
Visit 1-800-CONTACTS.com today to save on your first order.
1-800-CONTACTS.
Wonderful, miracle, amazing treatments for your pets is what we might discuss here. But canine parvo, it's a real thing, a contagious virus that, well, should we be worried about it? First of all, we're here with Dr. Cliff Redford, a veterinarian. Cliff, I'm not a dog person. What is canine parvo?
Canine parvo, and you asked, should we be worried about it? If you love dogs, yeah. If you have dogs, you absolutely should be. Parvovirus is this nasty gastrointestinal virus that was discovered about 45 years ago, and we vaccinate for it, right? Like, you get your dogs vaccinated, get your puppies vaccinated, they're going to be okay. But about 330,000 puppies are infected with this, and per year across North America. And unfortunately, it has about a 90% fatality rate without sort of aggressive treatment.
Oh, wow. It's no joke, this thing.
It's no joke. And what it does is it strips the absorptive lining, what are called the villi of the intestinal tract. And so, your intestines are supposed to absorb fluid and absorb nutrients and sugars. And it strips that. So now the intestines are just this open pipe. And not only do they have major vomiting and diarrhea and dehydration, but now this lining, this absorptive lining, can't protect the body from naturally occurring toxins and bacteria. So they get this septicemia. And prior to this sort of new treatment, which is now the first treatment USDA approved, that's specific for parvovirus, all we could do was support the patient. We would stick them on IV fluids. We would give them pain medication. We would control their fever. We might give them like a serum transfusion or a plasma transfusion, which is kind of like a blood transfusion without the actual red blood cells.
This is not a good quality of life for a dog, though.
No, well, they look, they're either going to make it in 3 days or they're not. And unfortunately, sometimes these patients, you think they're doing great, and you go home for the night and you come back and they're not doing great anymore. So it's a real up and down. But now this drug out of a company called Elanco, first USDA approved treatment, it is called TruTect. It is a canine parvovirus monoclonal antibody. So it's basically an antibody against this virus. So we still give the supportive treatment, but we don't have to wait the 3 or 4 days for the body to survive while it heals. It has reduced days in hospital by almost 2 days. So it's almost cut it in half. Animals that are receiving TruTect along with the supportive medication have a 93% survival rate.
This is exciting stuff. Is it approved for you to use in Canada? Like, have you gotten your hands on it yet?
It is not approved yet in Canada, but it's going to be very, very soon. But we have the option of getting what's called a emergency drug release, in EDR. So a lot of like specialty practices and emergency hospitals will be getting this drug soon.
Cool.
Now that it's approved in the US and it's USDA approved, we're going to be able to get it in Canada very, very soon, and can even sort of like stock up on it in emergency situations. So this is huge for parvovirus, because unfortunately not everybody is getting their puppies vaccinated, or the puppy gets sick before it can get their vaccines, which happens as well. So, yay for pharma science.
Yay for pharmascience.com, my new website, probably, where you can order these drugs. You can't, but if you could, that'd be cool, I suppose. Well, maybe not. There's other places to buy it. I wouldn't make much money doing it. I'll stop talking. Let's go to our next new therapy. This is a promising one for feline infectious periodontist. Periodontist, that's the word. What is that? That's just like their mouths are all messed up and it's infectious?
That's not it.
What is it?
Feline infectious peritonitis.
Oh, man, I'm dyslexic and
Very
it really
close.
came out. Yeah.
Very close. So peritonitis, the peritoneal cavity is your abdomen.
Oh, okay, not your mouth. Periodontist sounds like, that's the person who helps you at the dentist, no?
Yes. Yeah, I think the periodontist deals with gingivitis.
All right. I'm way off here,
The itises. Yeah, it's the other end of the cat. So FIP is, again, unfortunately, often fatal in cats. And it is a coronavirus. So it is a coronavirus that mutates within the animal and then turns into this highly pathogenic virus. And it attacks the immune system. And these cats develop either what are called wet FIP or dry FIP. Dry FIP, which is less common and less serious, sort of in the short term, is it is inflammation of the organs. And it's serious. But wet FIP, where they actually get peritonitis, inflammation of the peritoneal cavity, they get fluid inside their abdomen. They look like Sylvester the cat when he drinks that 20 gallons of water. He's got that big giant belly sloshing around. For those who used to watch Hanna-Barbera and Warner Brothers and Bugs Bunny back in the 70s, like I did. Maybe that's why I'm a veterinarian. So we didn't really have treatment for these guys at all. So 6 months ago in Canada and maybe a year and a half ago in the US, it was a death sentence. There's nothing we could do. Even supportive medications, there's nothing we could do. But then this antiviral treatment came out called GS441524. I don't know why they don't have
they've not gone to market with this drug, clearly, because it would have some name like Effexinax or something.
Effexinax, that's right. Philoprotect or something like that.
Yeah.
But GS441524 kills the virus. But unfortunately, some cats continue to be sick and their lymph nodes are swollen and their immune systems are reactive. And it kind of mirrors long COVID in people. So this study out of the University of California, Davis, has seen a benefit in also giving mesenchymal stromal cell therapy, which is stem cell therapy.
You're losing me, Cliff. Mesenchymal
stromal MSC. We'll call it therapy. Stem cells. It's basically stem cells from the bone marrow, from the fat. These stem cells can turn into any cell in the body. Somehow they trigger it so that it basically turns into immune system cells, white blood cells primarily, lymphocytes, that sort of thing. And it balances the immune system. And it allows these cats with air quote long COVID, FIP long COVID, to survive. I've started treating some of my patients with this 441524 and are seeing amazing success. And now there's something for those small percentages that aren't going to recover. The nice thing is this is going to shed light on how the immune system recovers from these severe coronavirus infections in animals as well as in people. So it's a One Health sort of situation. So veterinarians are real doctors, David.
I know other ones are. I'm just talking about you when I say I'm not sure you're a real doctor.
But for my veterinarian friends, they are real doctors and they're helping animals and helping people and help them help those. And I don't know, that's the other Jerry Maguire spinoff.
You're almost like a real doctor, and this is almost like a real radio show, Cliff. I mean, we're very close.
Podcast.
Well, it's both. I mean, we're live radio, and then, of course, you can download the Last Show podcast at www.lastshow.pizza. Well, no, that's where you find out more information. That's our website. Not important. How do I know if my cat has FIP? If it's just feeling sick and stuff, take it in for blood tests?
It's very tricky, yeah. I mean, if they have a giant swollen, water-filled belly and it's not heart disease, it's probably phib. Now, the thing is this is primarily cats that go outside. So keep your cats indoors. They're going to be fine. And go to the vet.
I'm not sure my cat would fare very well out in these mean streets of New York. Dr. Cliff Redford, find him on his podcast, Vet Life. Cliff, it has been a joy having you on the show. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, dude.
Doug. Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu, is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.